Neo and Jiho Part 4. Don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any episodes. Where are you tuning in from today? Shout out to Pam and Kabo Motswetla all the way from Botswana. She had dialed a number, Jiho's ex-girlfriend's. But the screen flashed. Not available. Another maid, older and gentler, entered the room carrying a clean dish towel. She paused when she saw the first maid. "You're doing wrong," she whispered firmly. The younger maid looked back, defiant. "She gave me this job, I owe her." "You'll lose it if you're not careful." Jiho Nim is kind, but not blind. Her eyes softened as she added, "And the new girl, she hasn't done anything to deserve this." The younger maid looked away, conflicted, tension lingering in her jaw. The conversation ended in silence, both women returning to their duties. But something hung in the air. Suspicion. Division. Meanwhile, upstairs, Neo had returned to her room after breakfast. The taste of tea still lingered, but her mind spun. She had excused herself politely, quietly, and once behind the door, she had taken a deep breath. The passport. She opened the drawer where she had placed it carefully the night before. Her fingers touched the cover, smooth and familiar. She stood for a long moment staring at it, heart tapping lightly in her chest. When she emerged from the room moments later, passport in hand, she walked slowly toward the study, only to find the door closed and the hallway empty. Neo hesitated. Should she knock? Should she wait? Should she message him? Her fingers tightened around the passport. She stepped back into her room and sat at the edge of the bed, the morning sunlight falling through the window onto the floor. She unlocked the phone Jiho had given her. Her hands trembled. Not from fear of him, but from the weight of everything. How do you address a man who has seen you cry and still served you breakfast? Who smiled without expecting anything? Who waited and saw you? Her heart beat faster as her thumbs hovered over the screen. "Good morning, Mr. Jiho." Delete. "Good morning, Jiho." Delete. "Di thought we'd just had breakfast," she thought to herself, shaking her head at her own nervousness. Finally, she typed, "Can I bring the passport to you?" In his study, Jiho's phone lit up. He had been working quietly, skimming through emails and reviewing reports when the notification appeared. He saw her name. Then he saw the deleted messages. He smiled, a small, calm smile, as if he could feel her hesitation through the screen. Then, without a second's pause, he typed, "Yes, bring it to my study." Jiho stood at the far end of the study near the window when Neo walked in. She carried her passport with both hands like a sacred object. She offered it to him respectfully. He didn't take it right away. He looked at her. Something in her posture, in the sincerity of her steps, moved him. "Thank you," he said, finally taking the passport. She gave a small nod and turned as if to leave. "Neo," Jiho said softly. She paused. "This evening, a stylist will come to help prepare you for tomorrow. You can choose whatever feels right. And, if you'd prefer to visit the store yourself, the driver can take you. I want you to feel free. This isn't a cage. You're safe here." Neo looked at him with wide, quiet eyes. "Also," he said, reaching into the drawer, "this is for you. A small spending card, in case you want anything while you're here. Food, clothes, anything that helps you feel at home." She opened her mouth, maybe to protest, but she didn't. Instead, she said, "Thank you." And Jiho, in that moment, saw something shift inside himself. Her gratitude, her humility, her courage in a foreign world, it stirred something in him. A flame. He watched her leave the room, and his breath caught for just a second. His body was disobeying him. His heart was beating first. He sat up straighter. He called his secretary to draft a work contract and send it to him per email. When he printed it, he then took it to her room. He knocked twice, then had running water. Neo was in the bathroom. He then lay it on the mirror table where he saw an art picture of his drawing. He was stunned. It looked beautiful, amazing. His heart skipped. The drawing was professional. He then left and just typed her a message of, "I have laid the contract there. Sign it and give it to the driver. Wish you a beautiful day full of smiles." Jiho drove to the office, and before the meeting begun, he called his contacts about granting a visa change. Everything went smoothly, and then begun the meeting. After the meeting, one of the board members noticed the change in him and said, "You seem different today, much calmer, and there's a spark of excitement in your voice." He hadn't even realized it himself, but just thinking about Neo had actually lifted his mood. Jiho called his best friend who was returning from France that evening. His name was Insu. They had grown up together and now run almost 5 companies together, and though Insu had been spending more time abroad lately, their bond remained unshaken. Insu managed 2 of them, one was in France. Jiho leaned back in his chair as the call connected. "You're early," Insu's voice came through with a lazy chuckle. "I'm still boarding in Paris. Wanted to catch you before the jet lag takes over," Jiho replied, already smiling. "You sound different. Lighter. What's up?" Jiho hesitated. Then he said it. "There's someone I want you to meet tonight." Wait, what? Did I miss the entire chapter?" No chapters. Just a moment, a quiet shift." Insu's voice perked up with curiosity. "Who is she? What's her name?" "Neo," Jiho said simply. "Neo? Interesting. So what's her story?" Jiho paused for a long second before answering. "She's kind, grounded, honest, beautiful in the kind of way you don't see twice. And she doesn't try to impress me. She just is." "Man," Insu laughed gently, "you've got it bad." "I might, but it's not about rushing. It's just, I don't want to let her pass by." "Does she know about the engagement party?" Insu asked, shifting tone slightly. "She's agreed to come with me, just for the appearance, but something tells me it'll mean more than that." "Jiho, this is good. After what she did to you, this is healing." Jiho sighed. "Yeah, I'm not looking back." "Listen," Insu added, "just a tip. Get her something. A necklace, maybe? Something that says thank you without too many words." Jiho smiled at the idea. "I'll do that." They agreed to meet that evening at Jiho's home. Insu would come straight from the airport. Before heading back, Jiho also made another stop to a quiet, high-end jewelry boutique he trusted. He looked through delicate chains until a soft diamond pendant caught his attention. Elegant, minimal, and radiant, just like her. Meanwhile, back at the house, the stylist and designer Jiho had contacted earlier that day arrived. The maid called Neo to the living area where she met them politely. They had brought a range of dresses and shoes to try on, with soft fabrics and tailored fits. Neo had never been around such things. She touched each item like it was fragile. As she examined a navy evening gown, her phone buzzed. It was a call from her sister. "Neo, open those braids. Let them restyle your hair. Don't you dare ashame that man with a tired look." Toomey teased on the other end. Neo laughed gently. "Toomey, I'm your older sister. Don't boss me," Toomey replied playfully. "I'm proud of you. You're stronger than you know. Let them see you." Neo paused. "Thank you." Toomey softened. "He's a good man, Neo. I can feel it." That same afternoon, Jiho passed by his grandmother's house. He sat beside her, holding her hand with quiet reverence. "Halmione, there's someone I'd like to bring to visit you tomorrow. Her name is Neo." The older woman raised her brow, but her tone remained calm. "Should I be preparing tea for your wife?" Jiho chuckled, rubbing his neck. "No, it's not like that. She's just helping me out at the engagement party tomorrow. It's nothing serious. I just wanted you to hear it from me first, in case the press spins it." His grandmother observed him for a moment longer. "Then why do your eyes shine when you say her name?" Jiho didn't answer immediately. She smiled. "Bring her to visit. I'll see for myself." And with that, another quiet shift began to take form, as Jiho returned home a little earlier than usual. Still dressed in his elegant white shirt and fitted black slacks, Jiho entered the hallway, removing his coat slowly as his thoughts turned to Neo. Jiho stopped by the corner, hesitating before sending her a short message. "Are you free for a moment? Could you join me in the study room?" Neo had been quietly sketching in her room. Her heart skipped slightly when the message came through. There was nothing unusual in the words, just a simple invitation. But somehow it carried more weight than she expected. She stood, adjusted the soft hem of her dress, smoothed the front of the fabric, and checked the mirror quickly. Something in her chest fluttered. She stepped out of the room and walked slowly toward the study. As her feet pressed gently against the marble floor, a mix of emotions stirred inside her: anticipation, hesitation, a quiet but undeniable sense of longing. When she entered, Jiho was standing near the bookshelf, flipping a document closed. The air between them felt charged, like invisible threads pulling silently. Neo gave a soft smile. "You wanted to see me?" Jiho turned. For a moment, he said nothing. His eyes simply rested on her, not with possession, not with dominance, but with awe. The grace in her walk, the softness in her posture, and those steady eyes. He felt like his whole body was suddenly alert. "Yes," he said slowly, recovering his breath. "I wanted to talk to you before Insu arrives." She nodded gently, stepping further in. Jiho gestured to the seat across from him. "Please." As she sat, Jiho leaned forward slightly, clasping his hands. "I just wanted to let you know. I've spoken to my grandmother. I told her about you." Neo's eyebrows lifted slightly, but she remained composed. "And?" "She's calm. Surprised. A little curious. But calm. She asked to meet you, tomorrow, just to say hello. I thought I should prepare you." Neo smiled softly, a hint of nerves flickering beneath her calm tone. "Is she kind?" "She's reserved, but warm when she wants to be. I think she'll like you. I know she will." Neo looked down briefly, fingers gently interlacing. "Okay, I'm a little nervous, though." Jiho's voice softened. Jiho paused. "Now, I don't know what I'm walking into." He looked at her fully. For a moment, silence fell, but inside him it was anything but quiet. Her voice, her presence, her gentleness. It all had wrapped around him slowly. Without knowing it, she had settled into his thoughts, gently dismantling the walls he'd built. He didn't know how she did it, but being near her made him feel like something broken was mending. And she, Neo, watched him too. He wasn't just attractive. There was something deeper. How he watched her when he thought she didn't notice. How he listened. How he gave her space to be herself without pressure. She felt safe, not because of the mansion or the gifts, but because he looked at her like she mattered. "I hope I don't disappoint them," she said softly. Jiho leaned forward slightly. "You won't. You couldn't, even if you tried." Their eyes met again. Jiho's heart was racing. He couldn't remember the last time he felt like this. It wasn't desire. It was something deeper. A pull. A quiet need to see her happy. A silent wish to be in her presence a little longer. "You know," he said carefully, "I wanted to ask about the drawing, the one you made of me." Neo's cheeks warmed slightly. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It happened. I sketched to calm my mind, and I'd seen your face so many times. I guess it stayed with me." Jiho gave a slow smile. "No need to apologize. It's flattering, actually. I like that you noticed me in that way." She looked down with a soft laugh. "I didn't mean to memorize you. It just happened." He chuckled, the sound deep and soft. "I'd like to give you a few design tasks. Small ones, just something you can explore while you're here. If you're interested." Her eyes lit up. "Yes, of course. That would be wonderful, thank you." Jiho nodded, and they both stood slowly. "I wanted us to have dinner with Insu," he added. "He's easy to talk to. He speaks English comfortably." As she turned to go, Jiho's eyes followed her. Her presence lingered long after the door closed. He leaned back into his chair, the fire in his chest impossible to deny. He was falling, and there was no turning back.